Why is bestiality wrong?
Do you think bestiality is wrong?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Can I just get your opinion before we move on? Out of complete
Okay,
curiosity.
I'll give you my opinion, but you have to answer not in correlation to mine.
Yeah, sure, of course.
So I'm personally a moral emotivist. So ethical or moral statements don't have any truth to them. They're sort of emotional statements. So when you say when I say, for example, that bestiality is wrong, I think, ew, bestiality? That's disgusting. Rather than bestiality is objectively wrong. So I just think that moral statements are more of what people feel rather than the truth of them. So and when people think of bestiality, or when people, God forbid, see bestiality, they are disgusted, right? So that's why I think it's wrong.
Okay. I know you're talking about a moral of how you feel, but if I were to be more, what was I gonna say? Like law abiding,
Like utilitarian.
Animals can't verbally consent. So that's essentially just animal rape.
They can't consent. That's interesting, because they also can't consent to being killed, right?
Yeah, obviously, and that's why, that's why a lot of Christians are vegan or vegetarian, and I don't really know how to feel about that. I have not necessarily formed a whole opinion on that, because obviously I think killing is wrong, but again, I eat meat, so I don't know where I really stand on that. I probably need to think about that more.
So would you say that the killing of an animal is worse than having sex with them?
I don't know.
Okay, I mean,
that's
fine.
That sounds really weird. I want to say having sex with an animal is objectively worse, but then you could say okay, would you rather be raped or be murdered? Then I'd obviously be okay, I actually
wait,
don't
no,
know.
That's not where I was at all going with that. I don't think you should try and anticipate where I was trying to go with something, because that's not where I was trying to go. Because obviously human and animal experiences are very different. So from a human perspective, I mean,
I think it also comes where you're the act of sex is motivated from, because I'm not gonna assume, I'm just gonna believe that all acts of bestiality derive from an act of, or a feeling of lust, which by definition is one of the 7 deadly sins. Because I don't think you can feel any sort of connection or love with an animal, and even if you do, once again, if God believes in boundaries, if your wife does not want to marry you, you cannot force her to. So I mean, yeah, I actually think, I mean, there's probably, you could probably prove me wrong in some way, but for now, I think that almost all acts of bestiality derive from a root of lust, which is,
I think that's actually a very interesting rebuttal. I haven't heard that one before.
Hey, you learn something new every day.
I think that's actually the best one I've heard from
What have you heard so far?
Well, I haven't heard any, because most people say, oh, they can't consent, but then I say, but they're murdered every day, and then they're like, oh, whatever, I give up. Right?
Yes.
But that is an interesting point, because you're a Christian, so you can sort of resort to that. But, no offense if that was.
Yeah, no, I know, I can. I mean, that's why I'm here, right? You want to get a Christian perspective on this, so.
Yeah.
Hey.
That is interesting, yeah. I mean, in my opinion, that's valid, right?
That one's going on the podcast.
That, sure. I mean, most of it is.